What is up? What is up? YouTube, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I ain't sure. Are they sure? Clive David arrested. I don't think, I know that ain't no, that's some bull. That's some bull. That's clickbait. I don't even want my people to name this no Clive Davis arrested. Where my man at? I know that. Where my man at?
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I should have him over here because I see that you're putting the thing up there. Sometimes when I press that button, I got more work for my editors, but they doing a fantastic job. If you're trying to do a YouTube channel, I'm trying to tell y'all, I invested over $1,200 in one YouTube course and then turn around and spend another $600 in another YouTube course. You need to get some professional help so you can understand how the algorithm, how this thing makes your channel grow and how to feed this algorithm YouTube videos. Once I figured it out, I put together a system. Once I put together a system, we drop it like it's hard, drop it like it's hard. I drop videos. I meant to say this in the other video that I just did. My team and I, we drop about 210 videos per month. That's facts. That's facts. Probably more than that. I always come underboard, young. I don't try to brag and say 250 videos. Nah. We drop over 210 videos every month. Now you think about that. You think about that. How am I doing it? I don't know. I don't even know. So anyway, check it out. If you trying to do, we got a YouTube growth system, a YouTube course, and people are liking the course. They said the course was pretty good. I think it's this average because I'm the one to put the course together. So I don't like hearing my voice. Period. Anyway, Clive Davis sentenced for Angie Stone's murder. Goodbye forever. It's about the fourth video I seen with goodbye forever on it. That's a hashtag. Maybe that is a hashtag they putting together. Oh my God, this is some, man, I know this clickbait, man. Should we not do this video, y'all? Let's see how clicky the bait is, okay? Y'all my boy. But my people bring it and stuff. And it's funny because the more clickbait it is, the more the people click on it. Think about that. So, hey, Clive Davis is not arrested, but hey, check this out. While this video is going on, I'ma search it and see what information I come up with. So at the end of this video, I'll let you know. So let's check this bad boy. Hit that subscribe button. Thank all the subscribers. Yeah. Thank the subscribers. Let's get this channel up to 500,000. We're trying to hit 500,000 subscribers, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate it. And we helping people. So check out our Patreon because we help people. Our channel is here to help people. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Serious questions about whether this was truly.
Tonight, the music world is mourning the sudden death of Grammy-nominated rhythm and blues artist Angie Stone. The R&B singer was killed in a crash in Montgomery, Alabama on Saturday.
It's the music industry's darkest hour, as the case that has captivated the nation reaches its conclusion. Clive Davis has been sentenced in connection with Angie Stone's fatal crash.
The official report was that Angie Stone passed away in a Sprinter, and she was the only person in the Sprinter that passed away out of the 9 total passengers in the car.
A verdict that raises profound questions about power and corruption in the entertainment world. This verdict sends a message, states one industry insider after prosecutors presented their case. The evidence suggests this wasn't just an accident. Forensic analysis of the vehicle points to tampering that goes far beyond coincidence. This case goes deeper than a tragic accident. It reveals a pattern that many industry veterans have long suspected, but few dared to expose. The details that emerge during the trial paint a disturbing picture of what happens when artists challenge the status quo. The prosecution's presentation methodically dismantled the accident narrative that initially surrounded Stone's death. Despite early reports attributing the crash to brake failure, digital evidence recovered from multiple sources suggests something more calculated occurred just days after she began questioning financial practices within the industry. She was systematically documenting irregularities in royalty payments, reveals a source who worked closely with the investigation. A recording recovered from her cloud storage captured her confronting Davis about missing royalties just 3 days before the incident. The timing raises serious questions about whether this was truly accidental. This evidence fundamentally challenges the initial accident explanation. If Stone was building a case against powerful industry figures, could her death have been more than unfortunate timing? Even more concerning are the inconsistencies in the timeline surrounding her final days. While initial reports described a simple car accident on a rainy night, court testimony revealed Stone had been meticulously gathering financial records and seeking legal counsel for months. Everything about her behavior showed someone preparing for a significant legal battle, noted one witness during the trial. Her caution and documentation make the sudden crash scenario difficult to reconcile with her established patterns. As the investigation progressed, perhaps the most troubling discovery came from Stone's communications in her final hours. She contacted me that morning expressing concern for her safety, a close associate testified. She specifically said she had received threats warning her to stop her inquiries. She told me, "If anything happens, investigate thoroughly." Her fear was palpable, yet she remained determined to proceed with her planned meeting with journalists. This raises the central question. What circumstances would lead someone fearful for their safety to travel alone on that particular route? The choice of road itself is suspicious, noted one investigator during testimony. It presents the perfect combination of minimal surveillance and maximum vulnerability. Was this route suggested to her? And if so, by whom?
That's DC
Before
cops.
examining the trial itself, let's consider what investigators found at the crash scene. Details that ultimately formed the foundation of the prosecution's case. Perhaps most significant was the absence of Stone's digital devices. Her laptop and phone were not recovered from the vehicle, states the official police report. Yet multiple witnesses confirm she had both items with her earlier that day. These missing devices reportedly contained the documentation she had been gathering regarding financial discrepancies. The coincidental disappearance of precisely these items raised immediate red flags for investigators. The vehicle's diagnostic systems provided another crucial piece of evidence. Forensic analysis revealed unusual access patterns to the car's electronic systems shortly before the crash. The vehicle's braking and stability control systems showed evidence of external access approximately 17 minutes before the recorded impact, testified an automotive security expert. This type of intrusion requires specialized equipment and knowledge, certainly not something available to the average person. The question becomes, who would have both the capability and the motivation to remotely compromise these systems? The timing of Stone's death in relation to her scheduled activities also formed a central component of the prosecution's case. Court records show she had arranged to meet with investigative journalists from a major publication 3 days after the crash occurred. She had indicated she was prepared to provide comprehensive documentation regarding systematic financial improprieties involving several major industry figures, confirmed a journalist who had been in contact with Stone. She described her evidence as industry-changing. Some trial observers have suggested the circumstances point to a deliberate attempt to silence a potential whistleblower. The evidence presented shows classic patterns associated with preemptive action against someone preparing to expose significant wrongdoing, testified a former federal investigator specializing in financial crimes. The sequence of events, from intimidation to isolation to elimination, follows a recognizable progression seen in other cases involving high-stakes financial exposures. The medical evidence presented during the trial raised further questions about the crash itself. The nature and pattern of injuries observed during examination are inconsistent with the reported crash dynamics, stated the forensic pathologist who conducted the autopsy. Several indicators suggest the victim may have been unconscious or incapacitated prior to impact.
Singer Angie Stone has died in a car crash. We're told she had just finished a concert in Mobile, Alabama Friday.
This finding directly contradicts the scenario of a driver losing control. Additionally, first responders noted unusual security protocols implemented almost immediately at the scene. We were instructed to limit media access to an extraordinary degree, recalled one emergency worker during testimony. In my 20 years responding to accidents, I've never seen that level of information control for what was supposedly a routine traffic incident. The absence of expected documentation from the scene has troubled investigators from the beginning. Modern vehicles of this caliber typically have multiple recording systems beyond the standard black box, explained an automotive forensics specialist during the trial. Yet several of these systems were either missing entirely or showed evidence of data corruption focused specifically on the time frame immediately surrounding the crash. This selective loss of data suggested to prosecutors a deliberate attempt to eliminate evidence rather than random damage from the impact. The trial revealed a pattern of professional isolation that Stone experienced after beginning her financial inquiries. According to testimony from her former manager, there was a noticeable change in how the industry responded to her after she started asking questions about accounting practices. Despite continued commercial success, she was systematically excluded from industry events and opportunities. This is consistent with how the industry typically responds to those who challenge its financial structures. As the trial progressed, connections emerged between Stone's case and other artists who had experienced unusual circumstances after challenging industry financial practices. There's a discernible pattern that emerges when you examine cases like Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina, and now Angie Stone, noted an industry analyst who testified as an expert witness. Each began asking difficult questions about money. Each faced increasing isolation, and each met untimely ends under circumstances that raise significant questions. Industry experts testifying for the prosecution suggested these cases reflect a troubling approach to managing artists who challenge established power structures. The industry has historically employed various methods to protect its financial interests when challenged, testified a former music executive with decades of experience. These methods range from contractual penalties to professional blacklisting, but this case suggests the possibility of more extreme measures when billions in revenue are at stake. Perhaps the most explosive testimony came when the prosecutor introduced evidence linking Davis to other suspicious deaths in the industry. Former associates of Luther Vandross and Barry White have come forward with testimony that both artists had confronted Davis about royalty discrepancies shortly before their deaths, revealed a forensic accountant who analyzed financial records. In each case, the artists were preparing to take legal action regarding what they believed were systematic accounting irregularities. A former colleague of Barry White testified, Barry tried to warn other artists about what he had discovered. He specifically reached out to Luther Vandross to share his concerns. Both men died before they could pursue their claims. This testimony aligned with statements from other industry professionals who described a pattern of convenient deaths among artists who challenged financial practices. Following Stone's death, unusual activities at her residence raised additional concerns. Within 48 hours, her home studio had been emptied of recording equipment and documentation, testified a security guard familiar with the property. This occurred before any official estate proceedings had begun. This rapid removal of potential evidence suggested to investigators a coordinated effort to eliminate documentation that might have supported Stone's claims. Digital evidence played a crucial role in the prosecution's case. Stone's social media accounts showed unusual activity patterns immediately following reports of her death. Posts specifically mentioning financial discrepancies were deleted within hours of the crash being reported, testified a digital forensics expert. This required access to her accounts that should not have been available to anyone but Stone herself. The selective nature of the deletions focusing exclusively on content related to financial claims, suggested a targeted effort to eliminate specific information rather than general account management. The absence of surveillance footage along the route where the crash occurred presented another unusual circumstance. This particular stretch of road represents one of the few areas in the region without traffic or security cameras, noted the lead investigator during testimony. The statistical probability of randomly selecting precisely this location for a drive is extremely low, raising questions about whether Stone was directed to this area for a specific purpose.
Wow.
The technical aspects of the vehicle failure formed a central element of the prosecution's case.
So now they saying that they think if it was a setup, they drove to that place on purpose. Now here's the thing. This is the part that's sounding shady to me. I just want to put this out there real quick. And I want you to, because I'm going to give you my answer. I ain't signing no NDA or whatever they call that, elemental P. I ain't signing no paperwork saying before I got in and knowing that they're going to flip this truck over. I'm getting in a car or a van. They knew. They set her up. They knew he was going to flip that truck over or that van over. No, I'm staying out. Count me out. I don't want to be in no vehicle knowing the driver going to flip it on purpose. Would you? Would you be in a vehicle knowing that? So that's out. I don't know if you can find 5 people that'll say, yeah, I'm going to put my seatbelt on and flip over. No, hell's to the no. Excuse me, I ain't mean to hit. No, hell no, I ain't mean to hit, even though it sounded good. I don't want to be in no plane accident. I don't care if you are an expert stunt driver. I ain't getting in no car that's going to freaking have an accident on purpose. Hell no. On a highway too? Nah, you might accidentally kill the wrong person. I ain't playing them dumb games. So that's out. That's out. Don't you think that is out? Let me know what you get in the car if they planning on flipping the car on purpose. Yeah, I'm down with that. In fact, let me ride up front. Man, you gotta be crazy.
Automotive experts testified that the specific nature of the brake system failure was inconsistent with typical mechanical issues. Modern vehicles employ redundant braking systems specifically designed to prevent catastrophic failure, explained a vehicle safety specialist during the trial. The particular pattern of failure observed in this case is virtually impossible without deliberate compromise of multiple safety systems simultaneously. This is not something that occurs through random mechanical failure. As the trial proceeded, financial evidence revealed significant motivations for preventing Stone's planned disclosures. The royalty practices she was investigating potentially impact billions in revenue across the industry, testified a financial analyst specializing in entertainment accounting. Her documentation threatened to expose systematic practices that have diverted substantial sums from artists to executives and corporations over decades. This financial motivation provided what prosecutors described as compelling reason to prevent her from sharing her findings with journalists and potentially initiating legal proceedings. The trial took an unexpected turn when evidence emerged connecting Davis to Sean Diddy Combs.
And you learn that the subject has got to sink to that level that they want help.
Through a series of encrypted communications. Data forensics recovered messages suggesting a mentor-protege relationship between Davis and Combs spanning decades, testified a cybersecurity expert who analyzed the communications. These exchanges included discussions about managing artists who became problematic and methods for ensuring loyalty within the industry hierarchy. One particularly damning exchange, dated just weeks before Stone's death, contained cryptic references to handling the situation using established protocols and making an example to prevent others from similar actions. While the defense argued these were standard business communications taken out of context, their timing and content raised significant concerns for investigators. A former security consultant testified about the relationship between the two industry figures. Davis operated as something of a mentor to Combs, teaching him the methods that had kept him at the top of the industry for decades. The pattern of behavior we're seeing in recent allegations against Combs bears striking similarities to tactics long associated with Davis's management style. This testimony established what prosecutors called a legacy of control, passing from one generation of industry power brokers to the next. Several former associates described Davis as the George Bush of the music industry and ancient evil, who had shown Combs how to maintain control through intimidation and financial leverage. Clive told Diddy to smarten up and stop being so reckless for years, claimed one former assistant who testified under immunity. When Diddy didn't listen and his actions became too public, Davis withdrew his protection, which explains why Combs suddenly found himself facing serious legal consequences after decades of similar behavior. Digital forensics experts.
I really think that when he decided to sue the liquor company, this is what I'm thinking. All these years, 30 years, him and Clive, it's like a marriage that's falling out. I'm tired of you. I'm tired. If they are doing their thing in the bed, if they doing that together, allegedly, because everybody keeps saying this stuff, he tired of it. You tired of the same thing. And this ain't no husband and wife. This is just rich folks doing things with each other. So I'm tired, Puffy. I am tired of trying to tell you how to do this thing, and you insist on trying to do it your way. So go on and do it your way. In fact, I'm going to call my liquor friends and all my other billionaire friends and let them know that I don't mess with you no more. You on your own. That's how it works. And all of them say, well, Clive, look, he's suing y'all. Y'all have at it. Y'all do what you need to do to him. And that's what happened. Because they all know people in the FBI, the police. Do you seriously think who is over top of the FBI? Who is over top of the police precincts? Who is over top? All these big people play golf together. And they well, let's go look. I know he doing crooked stuff. These big people, the police officers know who's doing the crooked stuff. As long as you keep giving us little fish so the public can see that we doing something, we can keep playing golf. And we need crime to make the world go around, man. Think about it. I call you back on that one. That's a whole different video. We need crime to make the world go around. Locks, police officer. If there was no crime, you wouldn't need security guards. You wouldn't need metal detectives. You wouldn't need cameras, surveillance cameras. You wouldn't need all this stuff without these people.
Which explains why Combs suddenly found himself facing serious legal consequences after decades of similar behavior. Digital forensics experts discovered a pattern of communication between Davis and Combs that dramatically decreased just before Combs's legal troubles began. The sudden cessation of contact between these individuals after years of regular communication suggests a deliberate distancing, noted one analyst who reviewed the data. This is consistent with someone cutting ties to avoid association with impending legal problems. The jury deliberated for just 7 hours before returning the guilty verdict, suggesting the evidence was overwhelming. In 30 years of covering criminal trials, I've rarely seen a jury reach consensus so quickly on such a high-profile case, notes a legal commentator who observed the proceedings. The evidence connecting Davis to this crime was simply irrefutable. The defense's inability to explain the timing of these technical anomalies or their selective nature ultimately failed to create reasonable doubt in the jury's assessment. As the case concluded, the judge's sentencing remarks acknowledged the broader implications. This case represents not merely a tragedy for one victim, but a glimpse into systemic issues within an industry that wields enormous power over artists' lives and livelihoods, stated the judge. The sentence reflects both the severity of this specific crime and the need to deter similar abuses of power within entertainment structures that often operate with minimal oversight. The aftermath of the trial.
My bad, I don't mean to keep interrupting this clickbait lie, because Clive, I got proof that this is not true. Anyway, y'all need to research. This is what you need to do. And analyze this this symbol, this statue of the lady. Is that a lady? I think it is a lady. Blindfolded. Yeah, it's a lady. Blindfolded. Holding up that what they call that level thing? Scale. They call that a scale. She's blindly holding up the scale, and the whole story behind this thing right here would change your life. And you will close your eyes and start scaling your life the right way. That's facts. Look that up.
Has seen numerous
So let's get back to this lying story. Clive ain't in no jail. I'm going to show it to y'all.
need to deter similar abuses of power within entertainment structures that often operate with minimal oversight. The aftermath of the trial has seen numerous artists coming forward with similar experiences of intimidation after questioning financial practices. What's most significant about this verdict is that it may represent a turning point in how the industry operates, observes a legal analyst specializing in entertainment law. For decades, challenging certain financial structures carried professional consequences, but this case demonstrates that legal accountability is possible even for the most powerful figures. Public reaction to the verdict has been overwhelming. Social media has erupted with comments from both industry professionals and fans expressing relief that Davis is finally facing consequences. Clive Davis is as disgusting as Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy, and the rest of the predators, wrote one commenter in a post that received thousands of shares. Others questioned why it took so long. Why hasn't Clive Davis been prosecuted for his years of abuse? And why is Davis never arrested? He is always behind the death of black celebrities. Many comments from industry insiders suggested this verdict confirms long-held suspicions. Clive is the most evil man in music, stated one veteran producer, while another noted, Clive be one of the occult members in Hollywood. P. Diddy is small fry compared to man like Clive. He be one of them Bohemian Grove boys.
He be one of them.
These statements align with testimony presented during the trial regarding Davis's extraordinary influence within industry power structures.
Could I be attracted to the person and not the gender? And I did find that I could be attracted to a man.
Particularly troubling.
That dude don't have no logos on his.
Could I be attracted?
Shoot. Plot boys. Come on, dude. Shady 45. Shade E. Oh my God. I don't even know. I can't remember this guy's name, man. You need to. Never mind.
To the person and not the gender. And I did find that I could be attracted.
Yeah, Clive Davis on this show.
Particularly troubling were
Wait a minute.
Could I be attracted to the person and not the gender? And I did find that I could be attracted to a man.
Particularly troubling were allegations that emerged during the trial regarding financial exploitation. Clive
Hold up. I wasn't even listening to what he's saying. But I'm listening now. Hold up, man. We got to back that one up
regarding
one more time.
Davis's extraordinary influence within industry power
you hear
structures.
What he just said?
Could I be attracted to the person and not the gender? And I did find that I could be attracted to a man.
Particularly troubling.
No. That's your opinion, and I got mine. I'm attracted to females only. No animals, no guys, no shady stuff. That's just me. And I think that's how the Bible wanted to be. Now, y'all can flip and twist that stuff differently if you want. And I ain't got nothing against you. If you roll like that, then you roll like that. But what makes it so bad is, I guess they say, well, I roll like that, and I don't need to tell people. Let's get back to this bull.
could I be attracted to the person and not the gender? And I did find that I could be attracted to a man.
Could be.
Particularly troubling were allegations that emerged during the trial regarding financial exploitation. Clive Davis has murdered Luther, Barry, Whitney, and who knows how many others. He lusts for men artists and their royalties, stated one former studio executive in written testimony. He wants any artist, life insurance policies, and artists' royalties. Greed is what fuels the industries, and the owners will do anything to continue with their greed at any cost. The connection to Diddy has raised questions about whether this conviction might impact ongoing cases against Combs. If Davis was truly the mentor teaching these methods to Diddy, this could significantly expand the scope of the current investigations, noted one legal expert following both cases. The prosecution may now have a roadmap for understanding the broader systems that enabled these alleged abuses to continue for decades. Former associates of Combs have reportedly begun cooperating with authorities following Davis's conviction. Several individuals previously reluctant to come forward are now providing information connecting Davis and Combs to a larger network of industry figures engaged in similar practices, revealed one source close to the investigation. The fear that previously silenced these witnesses appears to be diminishing now that one of the most powerful figures has been successfully prosecuted. As the industry absorbs the implications of this verdict, questions remain about whether other cases might be re-examined in light of these revelations. The pattern of suspicious circumstances surrounding artists who challenged financial structures may receive renewed scrutiny based on the evidence and testimony presented in this landmark case. Federal prosecutors have reportedly expanded their investigation to include several other high-profile industry executives connected to both Davis and Combs. This case has opened a window into practices that have been shielded from accountability for decades, stated one former federal investigator familiar with the expanded inquiry. What we're seeing is potentially just the tip of the iceberg in terms of how power and control have been exercised within the entertainment industry. The impact extends beyond this single case. This verdict has fundamentally altered the power dynamics within the industry, notes one music business analyst. Artists now have precedent for legal recourse when faced with intimidation for questioning financial practices, potentially leading to greater transparency in how revenue is distributed. This case ultimately represents more than just justice for Angie Stone. It signals a potential shift in how the entertainment industry operates and how it responds to those who challenge established financial patterns. The message is clear. Even the most powerful figures can be held accountable when they cross certain lines. As prosecutors look toward related cases, including ongoing investigations into Combs, the roadmap established in the Davis trial provides a template for how to approach deeply entrenched power structures. The Davis verdict demonstrates that with sufficient evidence and courageous witnesses, even decades-old systems of control can be dismantled, observed one prosecutor familiar with both cases. This may be just the beginning of a much larger reckoning within the entertainment industry. As this chapter closes with Davis beginning his sentence, many observers are asking whether this represents the beginning of a broader reckoning within an industry long known for protecting its own interests at all costs. Will other cases be reopened? Will more artists come forward with similar experiences? And most importantly, will this verdict lead to fundamental changes in how the industry handles those who question its financial practices? The answers to these questions will unfold in the coming months and years, but one thing is certain. The music industry will never be quite the same after this watershed moment in entertainment history.
Man, this is all three. Even the end cards is clickbait. Y'all, oh my God, man. Are you serious, dude? His end card. Oh, 1.6K subscribers. God dang. Look. Check this out, man. I'm just going to keep it real. Uncle Mike try his best to keep it real. This is what I searched it. I searched it on YouTube, right? And I searched it on Google while we was watching the video. As you can see, this video is unavailable. So I just want to read this to y'all real quick, man. As of March 29, 2025, there is no credible evidence to suggest that Clive Davis is incarcerated in connection with Angie Stone's death. Angie Stone tragically passed away on March the 1st, 2025 in a car accident in Alabama. Now, check this out. Prior to her passing, she had publicly expressed frustrations over unpaid royalties and financial dispute with Universal Music Group. Okay, we all know that, right? This is all the facts that we know. Some online videos have surfaced alleging Clive Davis involved in her death. However, these claims are not supported by reliable sources. It's important to approach such content with caution and rely on verified information. For more in-depth understanding of Angie Stone's concern regarding the music industry, you might find the following videos informative. And that video is not even, you know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, even if Clive was arrested or taken into custody, March 1st we talking. They took Puffy in custody. And his trial still haven't started. What dummy would believe that Clive has already been taken in custody, been on trial, and is found guilty? What in the world? And found guilty. My bad. I had to pull it back up because Uncle Mike brain. And I ain't got time to concentrate on doing negative stuff, man. I'm just trying to concentrate on keep remembering all the positive stuff. So you mean to tell me he been arrested? You ain't heard nothing about it. He been booked? You ain't heard nothing about it. He got out on bail? You ain't heard nothing about it. He had a trial? We ain't heard nothing about it. He was found guilty. We ain't heard nothing about that shit. And he was sentenced. This title says Clive Davis sentenced for Angie Stone's murder. I don't understand how y'all get this stuff, man. And then they give it to me to say, do it. Yeah, I do it, all right. Let y'all know I'm gonna let y'all see my man this time. I keep my man right on cue right here. Keep him on cue, baby. That's my cousin, man. That's my cousin. It's bull, dog. You know it's bull. It sound good, but you know it's bull. How in the world, Puffy? The case ain't even started yet, and you saying Clive Davis been sentenced and all this? Man, come on. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Thank y'all, man. Hey, let me know if you're an ender, meaning you made it to the end of this channel, man. this end of this video. Doing the best I can with what I got. And thank everybody for supporting a brother and letting the brother roll. Got that from a radio station. You know, you gotta say all this stuff because the haters, boy, you know what? I forgot to talk about the haters. Well, they too far. They too far down the line, man. And I apologize to all my real fans, man. Y'all gotta hear this crap. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Y'all tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.